It's not fair to take a mother away from a daughter like that so young, and it was cruel what they did.
Hoping for a break in the case, friends honor the memory of a single mother who was brutally murdered.
Play ball people pack downtown Toledo to welcome the boys of summer and catch a playoff game in an opening day tripleheader.
What we also want to make sure of is everybody has opportunity.
And we're talking taxes. 13 ABC going one-on-one with the president about changes that would impact us all.
But breaking news happening right now. Toledo police are responding to a shooting on West Bancroft near Franklin.
Officers arriving on scene about a half an hour ago. 13 ABC's Christine Long there as well with the breaking details. Christine.
Toledo police say an employee at this carryout was shot while he was walking to his car after closing up the store for the night. If you take a look back here, you can see Toledo police officers still on the scene talking to other employees who were here. Several shots were fired according to Toledo police. If you take a look at this vehicle back here, some of those shots hit the windows of this vehicle. One of the gunshots hit the employee. He was taken to St. V's. We are told he is expected to survive. Now, they're looking for a suspect, an unknown suspect, who ran down an alley toward Woodruff. Now, this is the American Food Center at the corner of Bancroft and Franklin. Again, that employee is expected to survive, but so far tonight, no word on what caused this shooting. One of the detectives out here says there may have been some kind of argument, but that remains under investigation. Reporting live in Toledo, Christine Long, 13 ABC, Action News.
And more breaking news. Toledo firefighters battling a house fire on Broadway near Shadow Lawn.
Dispatchers confirming the people were inside the house when the fire started. We're told everyone did make it out safely. Investigators working to figure out just how that fire started.
Not in our neighborhood. That's what more than 200 people said tonight about plans for a new housing development. Good evening. Welcome to 13 Minutes of Nonstop News. I'm Diane Larson.
And I'm Lee Conklin. A Missouri company wants to build 55 homes for lower-income families called Bennett Springs.
The development would sit just off Bennett Road between Alexis and Chaley Drive. But 13 ABC's Amy Montgomery explains that the neighborhood plans to put up a fight. All new at 11.
The opposition is overwhelming.
It ain't gonna work. We don't want it. All right? We don't want it.
And people in the Regina Chaley neighborhood want to make it clear they don't want a new housing development in their backyards.
I hope they forget their plans and stay home and stay out of Toledo.
I'm against it very much.
This land off of Bennett Road is the site of the controversy. A Missouri company wants to build 55 single homes. Most would be for families making 60% or less of the median income. The rest would be set aside for homeless families and those at risk.
I was shocked to even hear about this, because, you know, everything's going in our neighborhood.
Joe Dunchick and his wife have lived in their home for nearly 60 years. He worries the development will affect property values.
I'm afraid that we're going to have more flooding in our basements, which we have had more flooding with more construction and everything.
Larry Holt says the new homes would be right in his backyard, and he's doing everything he can to stop it.
Well, I've been going door to door, having all the neighbors sign a petition.
Holt says hundreds of people have joined the push to stop construction. But as it stands now, there's nothing official on paper.
They've not communicated back with us if they want to explore even more, but right now there's no contract.
Mayfair Plymouth Church owns the land. Pastor French says the company didn't qualify for the tax credits to get the project off the ground just yet. And until then, these homeowners will fight to keep it out of their neighborhood.
Councilwoman Lindsay Webb is also opposing this plan. She's even proposing an ordinance to keep the Plan Commission from accepting applications for the site for 180 days. The next time that development company can apply for those tax credits is early 2016. Amy Montgomery, 13 ABC, Action News.
All new at 11, the new Costco in Perrysburg will open sooner than expected. 13 ABC has learned the facility now set to open its doors June 11th. That's about 3 weeks earlier than originally scheduled. The business will create 200 jobs. Customers must purchase a membership for that store. They're available at Levis Commons right now, and this is actually the second Costco in our area. The first opened in 2007 on Central Avenue in the Westgate area. It's been nearly a week since police found a single mother from Fremont dead in the trunk of her own car. As Sandusky County detectives hunt for whoever killed Heather Bogle, the victim's family and friends prepare to say their final goodbyes. 13 ABC's Christine Long spoke with one man who says the 28-year-old woman was like a daughter to him.
Diane, the Sandusky County Sheriff's Office has been calling in help from detectives in neighboring police departments to follow up on tips. There is a $5,000 reward in this gruesome case. Still no suspects, but the victim's pastor believes an arrest will be made.
Well, she was like a daughter. She was like a daughter to me, and
Pastor Jeff Good says Heather Bogle of Fremont was a member of Fremont Baptist Church who loved camping, fishing, and her 6-year-old daughter. Good also worked with Bogle at Whirlpool in Clyde.
she was a good kid. Every time you looked at her, she smiled, and she was always laughing, and she just didn't need to die this way.
After clocking out from work at Whirlpool last Thursday morning, Bogle disappeared. She was found in the trunk of her car in this apartment parking lot about a mile away from work the next night. The Fremont woman was severely beaten all over her body and shot twice. Detectives say whoever parked Heather Bogle's car here in the lot with the victim's body in the trunk got out of the car and fled through this grassy yard area, possibly through this path.
Every second counts at this point.
The Sandusky County Sheriff says his detectives are working around the clock, now a week into the investigation without a prime suspect. They're getting assistance and resources from the U.S. Marshal's Office, as well as the Clyde and Bellevue police departments.
We're getting, not as much sleep, but we're on a mission right now, and our mission is to solve this case.
On Sunday, Pastor Good is officiating Bogle's funeral in Tiffin, but first, on Saturday, he's holding a vigil in Fremont to help her family.
They're heartbroken and upset at the person who done all this, or persons, and it's just so many rumors going around. You just wish people would just stop and just let the police do what they need to do.
We have all of the information on Saturday's vigil in Fremont on our website. Get connected to 13abc.com. Reporting from Sandusky County, Christine Long, 13ABC, Action News.
Follow up now on a story we first told you about earlier this month. A business that suddenly shut its doors has paid back the Rossford After Prom Committee. The school booked its after prom at the Gold Medal Indoor Sports Facility, but the company closed without notice. That left Rossford scrambling to find a new place to host after prom. Tonight, a member of that committee says the business did give back $1,000. New at 11, the Pro Home Improvement and Garden Show set to open tomorrow at Seagate Center downtown. Annual event showcases all kinds of home and garden products just in time for the warmer weather. It all kicks off at 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Show runs through Sunday. Tickets are $6 for adults, $5 for seniors. Kids 12 and under are free. 13 ABC, one of the sponsors of the Pro Home Improvement and Garden Show.
A Toledo triple header. The Mud Hens opened the season while the Walleye opened the playoffs. Sports director Dave Holm joins us with more on a very busy day downtown. Dave?
Yeah, very busy. So good to have baseball back in the Glass City. Mud Hens kicked the day off with a doubleheader at Fifth Third Field. Game one, a pitcher's duel, scoreless in the 6th inning, but Francisco Lindor comes through for the Clippers. He's the top prospect in the Cleveland Indians organization. That's the only run of the game. Mud Hens lose 1-0. A different story in Game 2. Final at-bat for the Mud Hens, trailing by a run. Mike Hessman, a homer to tie the game. Then later in the inning, Dixon Machado, bases loaded. That's your ball game. Mud Hens win the second game in walk-off fashion, 3-2. All right, now let's go to the ice. Game 1 of the playoffs, Walleye against the Nailers. It's tied at 2 going into the third period, but David Gilbert scores. Used to play for the Walleye, now he's breaking their hearts. That's a game winner. Toledo loses the opener. That's surprising, 3-2. But like you said, Diane, busy day downtown. Hope you enjoyed it. We had a blast. We're going to hear from the Hens and the Walleye coming up in about 20 minutes.
All right, Jay, thanks. We're going to be talking to Dave now about the weather. It's late. Sometimes I do get sleepy tired at 11. Sorry.
I think everybody knew.
Yeah, that we meant to.
Yeah, I think so. Now, speaking of Jay, 13 minutes of nonstop news continues with the aforementioned chief meteorologist, Jay Burschback.
All right, thank you very much, I think. The rain did stay away for the most part today, so the ball games got in without a hitch. Just a few sprinkles right before that first pitch. And now we're still tracking some lingering drizzle and very light rain with the power of Live Doppler 13,000 HD. This rain, though, east and south of Toledo from Findlay through Fremont, Tiffin, Sandusky, and moving on out. What about our headlines for the next couple of days? Wow weather's on the way. Wow as in really nice, really pleasant, beautiful weather. The weekend will begin with some sunshine, but rainfall before we get through the entire weekend. We'll track the rain, have your 7-day forecast, and have predictor as well coming up.
New in our crime and safety alert tonight, an Ohio man accused of plotting a terror attack in the U.S. is behind bars tonight. A grand jury indicted Abdirahman Sheikh Mohammed, the Columbus man accused of traveling to Syria for terrorist training. Court documents show that he talked about targeting a Texas military base to kill American soldiers.
Man who flew a gyrocopter onto the U.S. Capitol lawn faced a judge today. Doug Hughes was in U.S. District Court. Per video showing him landing his aircraft here, security immediately grabs him. He's charged with operating an unregistered aircraft and violating national airspace. Hughes is under house arrest in Florida. He's due back in court next month.
New at 11, here's a look at what's in tomorrow's editions of The Blade. A Toledo man will spend 5 years behind bars for assaulting and robbing a transgender woman downtown. Christopher Temple's attorney says the suspect was high and drunk. Plus, Owens Corning continues its support for Habitat for Humanity. It donated $250,000 worth of supplies for the program. You can read more about these and other stories in tomorrow's edition of The Blade and at ToledoBlade.com.
Tax day is come and gone now, but lawmakers are pushing ahead for changes to the tax code. Washington Bureau Chief Jacqueline Policastro heard from President Obama on this proposal.
We're right in the middle of a tax debate. The president is asking members of Congress to embrace what he's calling middle-class economics, telling us it's all about making the economy work for everyone. Middle-class economics, or redistribution of wealth. The president says we're overtaxing the middle class and giving too many tax breaks to the rich.
Even though we've got a system, a free market system designed to incentivize us all to work hard, we admire success. What we also want to make sure of is everybody has opportunity.
Talking to us inside the White House, President Obama tells us he wants to extend benefits for middle class and working families with substantial tax cuts for middle-income parents with children in daycare or in college. The president says he wants a tax system that's fair.
That we make sure that somebody in the middle class isn't paying a higher tax rate than Warren Buffett, which unfortunately currently is too often the case. And that's not redistribution. If there's any redistribution taking place right now, it's in the opposite direction.
And in that opposite direction, down the road from the White House, Republicans in Congress are speaking out.
If I only did the things the president wanted me to do, I wouldn't take this job.
North Dakota Congressman Kevin Kramer is one of the lawmakers supporting the repeal of the estate tax. The current estate tax applies to estate transfers in excess of $5.4 million for individuals and $10.9 million for couples. Those estates can be subject to a 40% tax rate. Kramer says the tax punishes success, calling it bad for community, bad for the economy, and immoral.
American farms and ranchers, North Dakota farms and ranches, are, I think, typical of a lot of family small businesses, but they may be a little atypical in the sense that they're very high valued, but very illiquid. And that's the exact scenario that is punished.
The repeal of the estate tax won't pass the president's desk. So while it's clear that most Democrats and Republicans look at tax policy differently, there are still some areas of common ground.
We know, for example, the president wants to lower the corporate tax rate, make us more competitive in the global marketplace. The United States has the highest corporate tax rate in the world, by far.
On that optimistic note, lawmakers I talked to on Capitol Hill say they're holding out hope. They believe some sort of comprehensive tax reform will happen by the end of the year. Reporting at the White House, I'm Jacqueline Policastro.
Hello, I'm Captain Explain.
13 minutes after 11, still much more ahead. Trapped with nowhere to go, the 911 call that saved the scared man who was trapped in a cargo hold of a plane that had taken off.
Also, a deadly crash would caused a semi to roll and burst into flames on a Florida highway.
They're going to make sure that they have the right gear on, the right weapons.
The violent robbers, why police say the suspects are likely former cops.
Those stories plus Jay says the start of the weekend is looking good, real good. We're back in just 35 seconds.
This is 13 ABC Action News with Diane Larson and Lee Conklin. Now, 13 ABC First Warning Weather with Chief Meteorologist Jay Berschbach.
Happy Thursday. It's the weekend eve, and the rain held out for most spots today, at least most of the day. Had some passing showers and sprinkles, and still have some passing showers and sprinkles. It's on live Doppler 13,000 HD. Most of it south and east of Toledo. As we zoom down here into Hancock County, Wyandotte County, Seneca County, you see some scattered showers. Same deal near Lake Erie, basically from Sandusky down to Clyde, Green Springs eastward. It's all moving out, though, the next hour or two. How about our weather in motion now? This shows the rain moving through. Not a whole lot out here with the more regional picture, just showing these little green blips. But notice clearing back near South Bend and Grand Rapids. That's our weather developing early tomorrow and continuing all the way through late on Saturday. Despite the clouds today, we hit 65. Did you feel that extra humidity out there? Maybe it brought some smells of spring up from the soil. Kind of felt and looked like spring, right? 44 was the low, just a trace of rain today. Sunrise tomorrow now at 6:53. There's the ballpark. All is quiet now after a doubleheader. Split decision there, so we'll take 50-50. South winds are at 5. There's the dew point, 54. The humidity now 89%, so that's much higher than yesterday, only in the 20 and 30% range. Temps now between 62 and 54. Cool spot Monroe at 54. Warmest spot Lima at 62. Here's our forecast now for rain. Look at how precise predictor is here at 11. Picking up on those showers just to our south and east. Now, those leave. Clouds slowly erode overnight, basically near and west of I-75. Clear when you wake up. Areas to the east, still some residual clouds. So where it clears, upper 30s into the upper 40s. Where it doesn't clear, closer to 50 for a morning temperature. But here comes the sun. Temperatures jumping into the 70s tomorrow. Make plans now for the latter half of the day. Absolutely beautiful. Same deal here for Saturday. Clear early, a few clouds late, but no rain. With that sunshine, it's so powerful this time of the year. One, you can get a quick sunburn. Two, it really warms the air quickly. So 2 days in a row in the 70s. For tonight, your low 47. Skies becoming partly cloudy, an eventual westerly breeze at 5 to 10. Hourcast tomorrow. Clouds early, possible east of I-75. Then mostly sunny. There's the high of 73. It's going to be nice and light winds. Not one of those windy, warm days. Just a nice light wind from the northwest at 5 to 10. Now your 7-day. The weekend starts off great here. Looking at Saturday and Sunday, how about 72 to start the weekend, 65 on Sunday. Obviously here with these details, your pick day, it's Saturday. Beyond that, for Monday, the high 68, good chance of showers and thunderstorms. And after that system clears, still a few dry days, a few relatively cooler days, but not that bad. 57 for Tuesday and Wednesday, 58 for Thursday. And if you have tickets for tomorrow night's game, the Hens still in town, no threat of rain, warm,
Beautiful.
sunny. Doesn't get much better for a Friday evening with evening temperatures in the upper 60s downtown. Nice.
Perfect.
Perfect weather. All right, Jay, thanks.
Coming up, the emergency landing why Marines dropped from the sky and onto a beach.
Dessert and beer coming together when you can try the salted caramel brownie brew.
And a little bit later, snack cake in space. How this donut took a ride that was, well, out of this world.
First, here are tonight's winning lottery numbers from your official lottery station, 13 ABC.
We're hearing the 911 calls made from an airport employee trapped inside a plane's cargo hold. The worker fell asleep but woke up terrified when that plane started moving.
I'm inside a plane and I feel like it's moving in the air.
We are actually getting an aircraft landing right now with an alert where we think someone is trapped in the baggage compartment.
Oh.
Well, passengers say they heard the employee banging below them. The pilot stopped the plane. The worker wasn't hurt.
One person is dead after a semi-crash in Florida. This was the scene earlier today. You can see the tractor trailer rolled onto a car, killing the driver. The wreckage then burst into flames. The semi-driver suffered serious injuries. A tour bus for the country group Lady Antebellum caught fire near Dallas today. The band says its lead singer and 3 others were on board. Luckily, though, nobody was hurt.
Police in Pennsylvania trying to track down a couple of dangerous robbers. Take a look at these surveillance pictures. They show what police think are 2 suspects who may be former officers. Detectives say the duo is behind a string of violent bank robberies.
And we're getting our first look at the moment when a military helicopter made an emergency landing. And there it goes. This happened yesterday in California. There was some kind of a mechanical problem with the chopper, so the Marines landed on the beach. Nobody was hurt.
Well, it's certainly a company known for its creative ice cream flavors. Now Ben & Jerry's is making something else. This is ice cream-inspired beer. Ben & Jerry's will work with a new Belgian brewery in Colorado. That's right, a Belgian brewery in Colorado to make a salted caramel brownie beer. It's set to hit store shelves this fall. You know, there's certainly beer flavors for just about everything now.
Salted caramel.
Yep, now you have that.
Now you have that. Coming up in sports, the Red Wings open the playoff on the road against Tampa Bay.
Plus more from a dramatic opening day at Fifth Third Field. Dave's in next with all the highlights coming up.
13 ABC Action Sports teaming up with BCSN. Now, here's Dave Holmes.
Toledo Walleye beat the Wheeling Nailers 6 out of 7 times this season. Tonight, they start a best of 7. Opening round of the playoffs. Second period, tied at 1. Shane Burschbeck scores to give the Fish a 2-1 lead. But in the third period, now we're tied at 2. And David Gilbert with the game winner. The former Walleye scores 2 against his old team. Wheeling takes game 1 3-2.
You know, we talk about not losing back-to-back games for a reason, and it's this moment right here. We'll regroup, we'll talk about some things tomorrow, get a win Saturday and turn this into a best of 5.
Red Wings open the playoffs on the road against the Lightning. Game tied at 1, started the second period. Pavel Datsuk's second goal of the game, and the Wings wouldn't trail again. How about former Walleye Luke Glendenning adding a little insurance on the backhand? Detroit wins the opener 3-2. All right, back to the opening day doubleheader for the Hens. Game 1 against the Clippers. First pitch fired high by the Walleyes' Cody Lample. Second inning, Mud Hens in business, 2 on, 1 out. Josh Wilson, the ground ball. Check out the play by Francisco Lindor. Top prospect in the Cleveland Indians organization, starts the inning-ending double play. Then in the 6th inning, Lindor does it at the bat. Scoreless RBI single, breaks that scoreless tie. Clippers take the first game 1-0. Game 2, but first, let me take a selfie. Looks like the Mud Hens might get swept. Toledo's last at bat, down a run. Mike Hessman, the king, coming through. Mud Hens' all-time home run leader ties the game with a solo shot. Later in the inning, bases loaded, tie game, 2 outs. Dixon Machado. The Hens with a wild come-from-behind win, 3-2.
I was looking for a good pitch, so he threw me that slider right in the middle. I just swing it and it happens.
You know, we split and we battled, and you know, he had to come back, you know, come from behind twice in the second game there. Big home run by Hessman, you know, to tie that ball game up quick, and we'll take it. Hopefully, you know, swing your bats better tomorrow.
Time now for our high school athlete of the week. Josh Carpenter, shot putter for the Liberty Center Tigers. Following in the footsteps of Nick Demeline, who won a state championship last season. Josh setting some big goals for himself, including that 50-foot mark.
I just like trying to better myself and pushing my teammates. It's a lot of fun.
When he can get his right leg up under him when he hits power position at the front of the circle, he puts off some good throws. We're working on release points and getting into proper positioning. He's really close right now, but we're always tweaking. There's always something that you can do to help improve that.
Tigers and Indians had the night off. It's a good thing. It was a busy night. We'll be right back.
And some clouds out there right now, but they'll be clearing up towards sunrise. We'll be in the upper 40s when you wake up. Sunrise time, 6:53. Beyond that, beautiful. 73 tomorrow, 72 on Saturday, 65 Sunday. Your best chance of rain Sunday after lunchtime. So if you have any last-minute plans, do them early.
All right, Jay, thank you. Finally tonight, snack food that's out of this world, like really out of this world.
Check this out. 2 brothers in Sweden attached a donut to a weather balloon.
Why not? Then the pair propelled the pastry 20 miles into the air. The whole thing is caught on camera here. Then the balloon pops and the donut plummets into a lake.
What do you think? Epoxy, Gorilla Glue? How stuck on there?
How about those wacky fellas? Huh? We're back tomorrow at 11 right here.
Thank you for making 13 ABC Action News at 11 #1.